Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I am driving home on my way from work. Kind of honestly, I don't want to say dreaded, because I opened the app, I pushed the button. I know I'm uploading a video right now. But I honestly wasn't really looking forward to this video. I kind of thought all day about, it being Tuesday. Tuesday, I normally put up my 49er video. 49ers, we play the Packers. Week 12, Niners are 5-5. I don't know what I would have thought the Niners record honestly would have been. Did I think we were going to be 7-3? Did I think we were going to be 8-2? I think that's probably a reasonable guess for where I thought we were going to be. I went into this season with Super Bowl thoughts, Super Bowl dreams of being like, you know what? In this last, of this team, of the Kyle Shanahan, era that we've been, I've lost 2 Super Bowls. In this last lifetime of being a football fan, we've lost 3 Super Bowls. You count that Ravens one back in the day. I don't know, man. Like, the one good thing that I could think of to hang my hat on as a good stat to go into this Niners versus Packers game is that the 49ers this season have never been under 500. We've never had to dig our way out of the hole. So we've kind of like one loss, the whole way down. So that means, just put it in the books, we're going to beat the Packers, right? I think the Packers are a good team. I think they border on being a great team. I don't think they're all the way there. I think that Jordan Love is a damn good quarterback. I believe that they're really lucky to have him. And Aaron Rodgers, that looks like he left at just the right time. Last year, you write it off to injury, but this year, a lot of trouble in Jets land. And they go out and they get Devontae Adams from the Raiders. They make it seem like everything's going to be all right now, and it's not. So, hey, Packers win yet again. Brett Favre, he had a good year. I can't remember. I don't think the year with the Jets was great. I know that he came back after that. He had 1 year with the Vikings. That was wonderful. And then the next year, it looked like he just stayed 1 year too long. They were knocking on the door. It looked like they had a Super Bowl team there in Minnesota. I don't blame him for coming back, but he wasn't even able to finish the next year. It was bad. Niners, I don't even know what. The one quote from Kyle Shanahan after the game was that he was upset at himself for not finding a way to put the game away. I'm sick of hearing it. That's about the only way there is to say it, especially against your division rival, Seattle. Some people say, you lose a rivalry game, it is what it is. That's garbage. That just makes me hurt in the pit of my stomach. We've said this 5 times this season. Rams game had a lead. Seattle game had a lead. There's been games that we've won, that we've let the team back in the game in the fourth quarter. And it's not just time that, we're playing garbage time. If they score, they score. We're just playing prevent defense. We're trying our asses off, just trying to get the stops, because we need the reps. I don't know. Brock Purdy is playing really, really good football. One of the top quarterbacks there is out there. Juan Jennings, I feel bad. Every time the guy has a career day, we can never win the damn game. I'm sick and tired of every time Juan Jennings catches the football and the announcer has to throw out. If the Niners would have won the Super Bowl, he would have been the Super Bowl MVP. I think he knows that. I think we know that. Everybody knows it. We fucked up. We lost to the Chiefs. We lost the Super Bowl. Let's go. Juan Jennings, the deal that we got him on to stay as a 49er was a steal of a deal. People are now comparing his contract to Brandon Ayuk's contract. I get it. All right, Brandon Ayuk, before he got injured, was not having the best season in the world. If you look at anybody in the history of football who has, held out training camp, held out practice, not played the preseason games, it statistically normally doesn't go well. To the point where, when the next season rolls around, they've got a contract, they're going to be in camp and they're going. Because I think everybody knows that, you have to push your weight around in order to get that deal, unless the team is just itching to give you that money. It's just the way football's done. I think every football fan, I think every football coach, every football GM, everybody besides for the players that have to do it, would rather the guys be in camp. That's just the way it is. Next year, I'm sure that Ayuk is going to come out and he's going to prove that he deserves that deal, because he's going to be doing this work in the off season as soon as he can. He's going to be hitting the camps as often as he has to. He's going to be playing the preseason. We're going to get our reps in. The last two preseasons for the 49ers, we didn't have Purdy in the last one, and we didn't have anybody. Those preseason games this year were a joke. Until Deebo Samuel and Greg Kittle played in the last game, it was like the no stars game. Everybody was out there, just being on the sideline. In 2000, it might have been 1999, it was one or the other. The All-Star game came to Atlanta. I was pumped. I wanted to go there. We scored tickets from a baseball card shop that I went to, On Deck Sports Cards, in Lilburn, Georgia, in Gwinnett County. And we went there. I thought it was going to be the best moment of my life. And it was bad. I thought I was going to see all these guys that I'd grown up my whole life. I believe that Clemens and Piazza had just gotten in a fight right before the All-Star game. They didn't show up. Mark McGwire was hurt, this, that, or the other, and it just was like this long list of guys that you thought was going to be there weren't there, and that was the Niners preseason. I feel bad for anybody that goes to those games, that travel to go to that games, that spend money on those games. It's just a money pit for owners, and I understand it. You got to pay those deals, but I don't know. It's going to be a tough game. We haven't talked about it really that much. Like I said, Packers are a good team. Packers are on that borderline to be a great team. The Niners just got to go out there. I believe we have to hit them where it hurts. We got to find a way to use Jordan Mason as well as Christian McCaffrey. I think the less reps you put on Christian McCaffrey right now, do not break glass, emergency mode, just use him to the point hey, if we go on a little bit of a run, we're one game out of the playoffs. I think the Cardinals, I think, have 6 wins. We have 5 wins. That's doable. That's catchable. We can still win this division no matter how bad we are. I remember one year, it was the year that the Seahawks came for real when Marshawn Lynch did that huge run against the Saints and they upset him in the playoffs. There was the rules are the rules. It is what it is. Every division gets to have somebody in there. But the Seahawks won the division with a losing record, and they got into the playoffs, and everybody was throwing their arms up in the air. As soon as that run happened, everybody quickly forgot about it and just kind of felt bad for the Saints by getting beat on a bad day where they probably would have won that game 9 out of 10 times. But you can win the division and have a bad record and get in there. Niners, I don't care. If we find a way, Nick Bosa, his hip is hurting right now. We get him back ready to go. Seems like Kittle has been up and down almost all season. We get Deebo to the point where he's at close to 100%. We can beat anybody. We got Fred Warner. We got one hell of a defense. We just got to put it together all in the same day. one thing that I was thinking right before I started this video that I thought was going to be the opening quote. I don't know how I used to make these videos when the 49ers were fucking bad. I apologize. But when the Niners were winning like 4 to 6 games a year, and I still was making pre-game, post-game videos, I don't know. I don't know how the hell I did it. But right now, the team's great on paper, and we're just not winning games. And I don't know how to solve it. I don't know. My biggest fear is that at the end of the year, we kind of fall back to the way it was. If you remember the end of McMahon? No shit, what's his name? Oh, this is gonna be bad. I just brain farted his name. But you know, when the whole Colin Kaepernick thing went down, you know, the coach wanted more room. Our GM didn't want to give it to him because they felt like they wouldn't need him anymore. Everybody wanted to make more decisions. That's honestly what I'm kind of fearing right now with the 49ers, is that everybody's going to come to the table that thinking they have the answer to what they need to get out of this. And next thing you know, GM and coach aren't on the same page. One of them leaves, and we got Jim Tomsula yet once again. I'm not looking forward to that at all. So we gotta win. We gotta win, and we gotta figure out a way to get out of this right now. This up and down 50-50 football sucks. We're a better team than this. That's the only way it is. On Sunday, I'm gonna be rooting. Mike, I know you'll be watching your Packers out there, so you'll be rooting for them, but I hope we hand you a big fat L. That's just about the only way. Little Alex, that guy's a good friend. I mean, he could have really, gone out there, just gone full Shaq mode and tell me how my ass tastes. And he didn't do it. So I'm lucky for that. But I don't want to lose to my friends back-to-back weeks. We got to beat the Packers. That's just about the only way it is to do it. Hey, what is up, everybody? To steal the phrase, emergency press conference coming to you now. This happened last year. It's happening this year. The San Francisco 49ers year goes from worst to worst. Updated video on the video that we made on Tuesday. Kyle Shanahan in his press conference today just announced 0% chance of Brock Purdy starting on Sunday against the Green Bay Packers. In my video, I basically said the Green Bay Packers are a good football team. They're good. They're not great. They're beatable. They are a really, really good team. If they get the right trip through the playoffs, they're a team that could be a chance to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to need some blocks, some bends, and some breaks. But let's face it, almost every team that goes there has a chance to do it. Jordan Love is a really, really good quarterback. San Francisco 49ers, as of right now, looks like no George Kittle, no Trent Williams, no Brock Purdy. Fuck! We've already got Brandon Ayuk out. So basically, we're going to be having, our backup quarterback that I didn't even know was our backup quarterback, Brandon Allen. I remember watching him. I was really, really surprised in the first preseason game when he got the start. I basically thought that when the 49ers signed Josh Dobbs away from the Minnesota Vikings, a guy that beat us with the Arizona Cardinals last year, he was going to be the backup quarterback. And basically the deal was, if this guy has to play, we're already screwed. We just need the best backup that we can, that can hopefully luck out a win for us. We're not planning on going to the Super Bowl with our backup quarterback. We've already lucked away through a season all the way to the NFC Championship game with the backup quarterback and the backup to the backup quarterback. We're not going to have that luck happen to us anytime soon. This game on Sunday is going to be dog shit ugly. There ain't no other way to say it. This is going to be bad. I got nothing against Brandon Allen. Very, very honestly, when he was playing those preseason games, he was playing with the bottom of the roster. We had no Kyle Juszczyk. We had no Brandon Ayuk, no Deebo Samuel, no George Kittle, no Juan Jennings. This guy had no starters out there basically with him because the Niners knew that what they were trying to do was put together a team that was going to go on a run, and these waste of a preseason games really didn't matter. There was probably a few spots on the San Francisco 49ers that were really figured out by the preseason games. I think we knew our roster was our roster. We had to play the games because the other teams probably needed to look at some guys. And, that's just the way it goes. There's times when preseason games honestly really do matter. But when you're a deep playoff team that went to the Super Bowl last year, most of the time they're not. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'll tell you the truth. I'm going to watch the game. I always watch the game. We talked about this in the video already. I don't know how I made videos when the Niners won 4, 5, 6 games a year and was positive. I remember it was a lot of we won the first half of that game, a lot of moral victories, a lot of we can get in that locker room and we can pump up the guys that need to get pumped up, and we can find out who's not going to be there next year. This sucks. I mean, I am at a point now where it looks like the Niners are going to fall to 5-6. First time under 500. Probably in a long time. I don't know if we fell under 500 early last year. I do know that we lost those 3 games. I know at one point, a couple of years ago, we had a bad record at the beginning of the season, turned around and we were in the Super Bowl. But, I don't know, Mike. You're a Green Bay Packer fan. You're probably going to enjoy this a lot more than me. But it's almost like, when I listen to podcasts about the Bears, and the Bears fans saying how mad they were that they lost to the Packers. And one of the things that made them feel worse about the game, they already feel bad. Their team lost on a last-second blocked field goal, but they lost to their closest rival, a team that beats them literally all of the time. And when it comes down to it, the Packers fans, when they're meeting the Bears in the parking lot or on the way out of the stadium, they apologize. They're like, I'm sorry that we won that game. Don't say you're sorry. You don't mean that. You're not sorry that you won that football game. You're going to secretly be cheering the second that you don't see me crying in your eyes. I talk a lot of shit all year long. I believed it. I'm not going to say that this is a bad football team because you take this roster and you just call up a Carolina Panther fan and you're like, hey, would you mind if we drop the San Francisco 49ers roster on you right now? They're going to be in heaven. They're going to be like, we're putting it back together. We're set. It's just we're down from last year. We've had bad years along the way. This year just sucks. It is a mural image of the Atlanta Braves. I really thought that we had a chance to win the World Series this year. We lost Acuna kind of early. After Acuna, we lost Strider. And then it was just, we lost Ozzie. By the end of the year, we had lost Austin Riley. We tried to put together a team at the All-Star break, a lot like we did in 2021. It just wasn't good enough. We lost in the first round of playoffs like normal, but at least we get to hang a wild card banner next year. So I'm all for it. I'm going to be cheering for them. I'm the biggest fan that they got. Man, this sucks. There ain't no other way to put it. This is bad news. Brandon Allen, I don't hate you. I barely know you. But come Sunday, they flip that coin and they kick it off, I'll be the biggest fan you've got. And try and bring us home a San Francisco win. We need it.